Modern recipes are ruining your heritage foods. In 1896, Fannie Farmer changed American cooking forever with a simple, radical new idea. She introduced standardized level measurements. Before her, recipes called for a lump of butter. But one of her most famous recipes presents a very unique challenge for us today: traditional Boston baked beans. They were designed to feed enormous families over the long Sabbath. If you try to divide this historic 19th-century recipe by 4, disaster usually strikes fast. The beans dry out, turning to chalk, or dissolve into an unappealing, mushy, thick paste. Today, we are going to solve the thermal physics of the small batch historic bean pot. We will recreate this authentic 1890s staple, perfectly scaled down for just 2 hungry people. And we will uncover the strange chemical reason why traditional dark molasses is absolutely mandatory. Welcome back to the archive. Let us open the leather journal to 1896 now. The original heritage recipe relies on the residual heat of a massive coal or hearth. Strict Puritan tradition forbade physical labor on Sundays, including cooking meals from scratch over fire. So, families would bury a massive stoneware pot in the dying embers on Saturday night. By Sunday morning, the slow, radiant heat had transformed the humble navy beans completely throughout. Replicating that exact thermal environment in a small batch requires a very specific clay vessel. You cannot use a modern metal pan. Metal conducts heat far too quickly and harshly. We must use a miniature stoneware bean pot with a thick, heavy, insulating clay lid. This clay mimics the gentle, radiant insulation of those 19th-century hearth coals perfectly and evenly. But the clay pot is only half of the equation in our historic culinary puzzle. The ingredients themselves behave quite differently when you reduce the total volume of the stew. Let us start with the beans. We need authentic, small, white navy beans right here. They must be soaked overnight. There are no quick-boil shortcuts in late 19th-century heritage cooking. As they soak, they expand beautifully, preparing to absorb the rich flavors of the broth. Now we encounter a crucial historical distinction that ruins many modern attempts at this dish. You cannot use modern smoked bacon. It completely overwhelms the delicate historic flavor profile entirely. We must use traditional salt pork, specifically the fatback, cured purely with heavy white salt. Salt pork provides a clean, rich foundation without the aggressive hickory smoke of modern bacon. I am scoring the rind now, just as Fannie Farmer would have instructed her students. This allows the rich fat to render slowly, basting the beans from the top down. We bury the pork just below the surface of the soaked beans, leaving rind exposed. Next comes the defining ingredient of this era and the absolute secret to the texture: traditional dark molasses. It is not just a simple sweetener, it is a chemical agent. Dark molasses contains high levels of calcium and natural acids, which interact with the beans. This acidity actually reinforces the pectin structure inside the delicate skins of the navy beans. It prevents them from breaking down into mush during the grueling 8-hour slow baking process. Without molasses, a long bake would simply destroy the structural integrity of this historic dish. We add dry mustard and a precise level teaspoon of salt, honoring Fannie's exact method. Now we reach the most difficult part of scaling down: the specific hydration formula itself. A large pot creates its own microclimate, trapping steam efficiently over many long, slow hours. A small pot loses moisture at a significantly higher proportional rate during the baking phase. If we simply divide the water by 4, our precious beans will burn to cinder. We must increase the liquid ratio by 20% to compensate for rapid evaporation loss. Boiling water is poured over the molasses mixture, dissolving it into a dark, rich syrup. We pour this rich, dark broth over the beans until they are just barely submerged. The scored salt pork rests right at the waterline, ready to do its transformative work. The heavy lid goes on, sealing in the moisture and beginning the long, slow transformation. In the 1890s, this would go into the cooling brick hearth oven for the night. We will use a low, steady, modern oven set strictly to 250 degrees. Patience is the truest ingredient in heritage cooking. We cannot rush this fundamental historic process. For the first 4 hours, the beans slowly absorb the seasoned water and expand beautifully. The stoneware absorbs the heat, radiating it gently from all sides of the clay vessel. At the halfway mark, we must check the hydration levels to prevent disastrous total drying. If the water drops below the beans, we gently add a splash of boiling water. Never add cold water, as it would shock the hot stoneware and halt the cooking. As the hours pass, the kitchen fills with an incredible, deep, earthy, sweet, nostalgic aroma. It is the exact comforting scent that would have welcomed families on a Sunday morning. For the final hour, we remove the heavy clay lid to expose the top surface. This is a critical step. It allows the top layer of tender beans to caramelize. The scored rind of the salt pork crisps up beautifully in the dry, warm heat. The sugars in the molasses reduce, thickening the remaining liquid into a rich, glossy glaze. After 8 slow hours, our scaled-down historic experiment is finally ready to be brought out. The transformation is visually stunning. The pale beans have turned a deep, rich, glossy mahogany. The salt pork has rendered completely, leaving a tender, golden, crispy crust on the top. Let us see if the historic chemistry of the molasses held the delicate skins together. As I scoop them, they are perfectly intact, yet yield softly to the wooden spoon. The texture is extraordinary. They are creamy inside, but still hold their distinct, beautiful shape. The flavor is a revelation. Deep, complex, slightly smoky from the rendered pure pork fat. It is remarkably different from the overly sweet canned beans we know so well today. This is a savory, substantial dish, a true testament to 19th-century resourcefulness and quiet patience. By understanding the science behind the tradition, we successfully saved this recipe from being forgotten. We do not need a massive family or a coal hearth to taste this history. Fannie Farmer taught us to measure carefully so that crucial knowledge could be passed down. She believed that precise methods would preserve our culinary heritage for future generations perfectly well. Recording these subtle adjustments in my journal ensures this small batch version survives for tomorrow, too. Every era leaves behind clues in its food, showing us exactly how our ancestors lived. We just have to be willing to slow down and listen to their quiet wisdom. The simple act of soaking beans connects us directly to those who came long before. It reminds us that good things take time, a profound lesson we often forget today. I would love to know what historic family recipes you wish you could recreate now. Tell me in the comments, and perhaps we can scale them down together next time.